Re-Animator is a necromancy horror movie. The movie is about this couple that are to be married, but it's kind of like a taboo relationship right now, as just the bride to be is the daughter to the head of this medical facility that teaches people how to become doctors, and basically one of the students is the husband to be, and just dating her is kind of like a no bueno thing, and it's just a lot of gray area. Well, one day this new student shows up, and he is very, very smart. He absolutely disagrees with the main teacher that's teaching here, as it has to just deal with a bunch of stuff about the brain and when a person actually dies and their consciousness and all that. Well, part of the reason this student disagrees is because he is basically our main character. He is kind of like this evil mad scientist that has created this fluid, this serum, to basically bring people back from the dead. So with that knowledge, he disagrees with his teacher because he knows better. Well, through just like small things from just cats and stuff. So yeah, this mad scientist student guy ends up moving in with our main couple. For some weird reason, they just dude was iffy as hell. I can't believe he even was able to stay there. And yeah, he just works on his experiments, like on that cat, and he brings them back to life. And because he's able to bring this cat back to life, it just absolutely intrigues the guy that's in the relationship, the student doctor, and he basically rolls with the punches and starts helping this crazy guy on bringing people back to life, because it's just insane, the concept of it. Well, they end up bringing some people back to life, and it just doesn't go according to plan. And the main teacher that's basically, teaching everybody, he was kind of a shady ass character. And it turns out, yeah, he's shady. Now he's trying to steal this liquid formula, the serum, and call it his own, even though this other dude basically created it. And it's just a bunch of shenanigans. And I don't really want to go into too much because I'm already spoiling a bunch. So that is just about the main movie. So my review to Re-Animator. So before we even really get into the review, this is just kind of like one of the best examples of just the Blu-ray being extremely far superior than the DVD, as just the DVD quality of this movie is not that good, while the Blu-ray was just insanely good. Just the colors were so good, and just that fluid, the lime green glowing fluid, looked insanely HD. Definitely, this was a movie that you just have to get in really good quality because it makes it so much better. Okay, so just makes me think, man, I need to get a bunch of movies on Blu-ray or higher 4K. But yeah, so this movie, the acting was pretty good. The practical effects were pretty good. Honestly, practical effects were insanely good. Just the cat wasn't that good. The cat was kind of bad, as you can hear my cat in the background. But yeah, the cat kind of sucked, and I was like, But then it's some insanely good practical effects later on, and especially in the end, that shit was crazy. Also, another thing that was insanely impressive that's honestly really, really good was the camera work. They were able to do a bunch of stuff with the head being decapitated just because of good camera work. That was really, really good. Yeah, I mean, just the story was pretty good. Everything about this movie honestly was really good, and then it just gets super crazy in the end. I liked that, and I also liked how the end of the movie ends as how the start of the movie starts, the parallels. Just some really good stuff coming out of this movie. but definitely the end is just chaotic. It's crazy. And then there's like this little cut in the very, very end when, spoilers, big spoilers right here, is when the girlfriend dies. He ends up bringing her back, but then it's like they do this cut where it's just the fluid showing and you see it getting injected. That was like insanely good. Yeah, just a lot of good things coming out of this movie. I see why it's so high rated. Yep. And I'm not going to get into it until my Bride of the Re-Animator review. But yeah, you'll never guess how that movie starts compared to how this movie ends. Man, Bride of the Re-Animator just started crazy, so I'll talk more about that in that review though. Yeah, all in all, excellent film. So my recommendation for Re-Animator, and this is easily a highly recommended. Um, highly recommended is just almost as good as must sees. It really is just biasness. As somebody might say, this is a must see because it, highly recommended are just that good. So take that with a grain of salt, just in case you're like, what? Re-Animator not a must see? But for me, this is still highly recommended.